What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we got a blog post from Call of Duty talking about some of the things to expect between now and launch, and even a little bit beyond for Modern Warfare 3. So we're going to be going over those details today, including one big detail that we're going to cover in more detail toward the end of the video. It looks like some of the maps from Modern Warfare 2, the current Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, will be coming throughout the life cycle of Modern Warfare 3. And I did want to talk about that a little bit, again, toward the end of the video. But let's dive into this blog post. For those of you guys that aren't aware, first off, the campaign, we once again get that early access campaign for anybody that pre-orders. This will be available this Thursday, actually, on November 2nd. And I personally really like that they do that. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't engage with the campaign at all. The fact that they provide that early access, I think is great. And with that, they also revealed the campaign rewards, the things that you can unlock by playing the campaign, including 4 of the operators, Corso, Pathfinder, Jabber, and Doc, a unique weapon blueprint, looks like that's going to apply to one of the bullpup weapons, as well as 4 calling cards and a bunch of double XP and double weapon XP tokens. So nothing too surprising there when it comes to the campaign side of things. Next, let's talk about some of the things they mentioned for multiplayer specifically. And again, this is launching on November 10th. With this, I'm not sure if they've confirmed it in the past, but they've confirmed it now. We are going to have 55 base levels, and those are the levels where you unlock all of your class items, all the base weapons and perks and score streaks and equipment and field upgrades, all of that kind of stuff from level 1 to 55. And up until Season 1, which is going to be launching in early December, they didn't give an exact date, you're also going to be able to progress the current Battle Pass for Modern Warfare 2, the Season 6 Battle Pass. And I think that's great news as well. I haven't been really playing Modern Warfare 2 at all, and I would like to get that spawn operator, but I'm just not interested in playing the game at the moment. So that will allow me to actually complete that Battle Pass, because I'm going to be grinding Modern Warfare 3 super hard when it launches. On top of this, they revealed the challenge page that's going to be available in the game at launch. We have daily challenges, weekly challenges, armory unlocks, weapons, operator challenges, and calling card challenges. So it's nice to see they've at least got that all sorted out up front, because I feel like in recent years, this is stuff that's come down the road, at least for some of these areas. Then on top of that, in a separate blog post, there's actually 2 blog posts today. This one's just going into multiplayer details. They released all of the game modes that will be available at launch. Keep in mind, they will be expanding this down the road and adding limited modes as well, but these are the ones that will be available day 1. For the standard 6v6 style maps in the game, we've got 3v3v3 Cutthroat, which is that brand new mode we had access to in the beta. We've obviously got Team Deathmatch, Domination, Search and Destroy, Kill Confirmed, Free-for-all, Hardpoint, and Control. And then on top of this, they have Gun Game at launch, which is quite surprising. Normally that's something these days we expect to come down the road. And they also officially confirmed Hardcore will be there at launch with Modern Warfare 3. And while that should be obvious, that wasn't actually the case last year. We had Tier 1 instead of Hardcore, and then it took months of complaining for them to eventually bring Hardcore to the game. It will be available at launch. And then on the bigger maps, we've got War, which they actually revealed a little bit of information here, and an image of the first War map that we're going to be getting called Operation Spearhead. And to my knowledge, this is our very first look at the War mode. And with this, they do mention it's a very linear map, and most importantly, they did mention it is a 6v6 battle. I think that's the first time they've confirmed that. In the past, it almost sounded like they were going to try to make War like a large-scale mode with like more players, and that's not what I want to see. I want to see a highly linear 6v6 style experience, and it looks like we're going to be getting that. So it was actually a bit of a relief for me to read that. But then on top of that, of course, we're going to have Ground War and Invasion on the bigger maps. Now, to top this off, they also mentioned the firing range will be returning, and unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be the exact same firing range from Modern Warfare 2. Or if there are going to be changes, it doesn't look like it's going to be significant by any means. With the description, they just mentioned it's the familiar 3-dummy corridor to practice in. With any loadout, you can swap your weapons, modifications, and your perks. So I guess that's something that's different. Apparently, you can change your perks on this. And if I remember correctly, perks didn't apply in the firing range of Modern Warfare 2. So perhaps that's one little upgrade. But as far as we can tell based on this description, that's the only thing that's going to be different. It's going to be the same firing range. And I am pretty disappointed to hear that. While I'm happy that we at least have a firing range, Modern Warfare 2's firing range was so basic and bare bones and missing so many expected features from a firing range, and it is disappointing to see that it doesn't look like they're really taking that to the next level. In either case, the next thing they outlined here are 25 operators that will be available at launch, and almost all of these are available just through challenges, whether that's through the campaign or multiplayer challenges. Although it's worth noting, at least at launch, it looks like 4 of those, Price, Ghost, Warden, and Makarov, those are going to be limited to the Vault Edition. Just like we saw with Modern Warfare 2, they'll likely bring in some other skins down the road that you can earn in-game without having to buy the Vault Edition, but it looks like at least up front, you will need the Vault Edition to use those skins. And then another thing to point out is there is once again a PlayStation exclusive operator. This is Lockpick this time around, and I believe this is the last year that we're going to be seeing this on the PlayStation side of things. I think they have to honor that contract until the end of Modern Warfare 3, and then there will be no more PlayStation exclusivity for next year. And with that, let's talk about the topic that I really wanted to touch on in today's video and dive a bit deep into. This is the fact that today in this blog post, they confirmed that a number of fan favorite Modern Warfare 2 maps, and we're talking about the current Modern Warfare 2 from 2022, they will be gradually added to play in Modern Warfare 3 throughout the seasons. And the initial selection of these is going to be Farm 18, Mercado, as well as Shoot House. And they actually said these are going to be available shortly after launch, so that almost sounds like it's coming even before Season 1, and they said it will launch in a dedicated playlist to start, and then more will follow throughout the live seasons. Now, another thing they wanted to point out here is these ones are completely additive, which means they don't replace those 12 6v6 maps that they've already confirmed to be coming to the game after launch. And on top of this, they have confirmed for Season 1, we will be getting 3 brand new 6v6 maps, and those don't include these Modern Warfare 2 maps. So at least it appears that these maps that they're adding for Modern Warfare 2 aren't going to be cutting into the new maps that we're getting down the road, but that also may just be up front, and we'll see what happens down the road. I wouldn't be surprised if they start including those as like new seasonal maps, and I hope that's not going to be the case. And when it comes to my thoughts on this, I do have somewhat mixed thoughts. On one hand, more content sounds great, and it appears they're going to be following through with the fan favorite Modern Warfare 2 maps, the ones that were actually popular that people liked. And so far, Farm 18, Mercado Las Almas, and Shoot House are all great maps. I do enjoy those maps, and those are all maps that I wouldn't mind returning in some form as a remastered map in the future, but that's the key. In the future, I'd like to take a bit of a break away from these maps. We literally just played Modern Warfare 2 all year. I don't want to play the same maps I've just been playing for the past year. I want the game to feel at least somewhat fresh and new, and if they just start mixing in a ton of those Modern Warfare 2 maps, while the mechanics are at least very different, the settings of these maps are still going to be the same, and I'm sick of them. I've played enough of them over the past year. I want to break away from these for a little while, and if they wanted to bring them back in the future, like in the next Infinity Ward COD game, great, that's totally fine. I don't mind them bringing those remastered maps back. But I'm just not liking the idea of playing these maps that we're just finally getting away from, I feel like. Now, at least they mentioned they will be in a dedicated playlist, so hopefully that means they don't immediately just mix these into regular rotation with the other maps. But I do think it's probably just a matter of time before those are added into regular rotation. And I think overall, I consider this to be a net negative. I'm not a big fan of this. I can see how some people will like this, and I think that's totally fine if you think this is a good thing. But for me at least, I'd rather not see maps carry over from the most recent Call of Duty game. In either case, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this topic, but one last thing I wanted to point out here is they mentioned there's going to be 4 more blog posts between now and the launch of the game, November 10th. So that's great to see. There's going to be a lot more details coming, especially details on what they changed from beta till launch. We are going to be getting a blog post on that, as well as patch notes for the launch of the game. So I'm very excited to see what they ended up changing or fixing or adjusting here or there. And with that, this is where I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. What are you guys thinking about these details? And most specifically, I am curious to hear what you guys think about them bringing the Modern Warfare 2 maps from this most recent Call of Duty game into Modern Warfare 3. Do you think this is going to be a good thing for the game overall, or are you like me and you'd rather they just hold these off and remaster them for a future Call of Duty game instead of bringing them over to literally the next game in the franchise? If you enjoyed this video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.